Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. When you think of rich, what comes to mind? Private jets, mansions, a bank account overflowing with cash. But what if I told you that many of the world's wealthiest people are actually in massive debt? No, you didn't hear that wrong. And it's not just any debt. It's the kind of debt that actually makes them wealthier. This is one of the biggest secrets in the financial world, and it's almost never taught in school or even in college. Today, we're breaking down a concept that might change the way you look at money forever. We'll look at how the rich in America, Europe, and Russia leverage debt as a tool, not a burden, to build generational wealth. So, if you're ready to open your mind and master this powerful financial tool, stick around, because after this video, you'll never see a loan the same way again. Let's start with the basics. For most of us, debt means trouble, right? Mounting credit card bills, soul-crushing monthly payments. This is what we call bad debt. Bad debt is money you borrow to buy consumer items that drop in value the moment you get them. You charge a new gadget to your card or take out a personal loan for a vacation. In the end, you're just paying interest on something that produces zero income for you. This cycle traps millions of people in America, Europe, and Russia in a hamster wheel of consumerism. But then, there's good debt. This is the secret weapon of the wealthy. Good debt is a loan you use to acquire assets that grow in value or generate income. Think of it like planting a tree. You need the initial capital to buy the seed, the asset. But if you nurture it, that tree produces fruit, income, that far outweighs the cost of the seed. That is the essence of good debt. Let's look at the most common example, real estate. In America and Europe, the mortgage is the ultimate key. Imagine you want a $200,000 property. You only have $40,000. The bank lends you the remaining $160,000. Now, you control a $200,000 asset using only $40,000 of your own money. This is called leverage. The wealthy don't just live in those houses, they rent them out. Say the rent is $1,500 a month and your mortgage is $1,000. You're pocketing $500 a month. More importantly, your tenant is paying off your debt for you, building your equity every single month. In major cities from New York and Los Angeles to London, Paris, and Berlin, this strategy is the bread and butter of wealth building. In Russia, the market is just as active. In cities like Moscow or St. Petersburg, while the regulations and interest rates differ, the concept remains the same. Savvy investors look for properties that can be rented out to generate positive cash flow, using the bank's money to ride the wave of property appreciation. Now, let's go to the major leagues, the strategy used by the true billionaires of America. It's known as buy, borrow, die. It sounds extreme, but it's one of the most effective ways to legally avoid taxes while growing wealth. Think of icons like Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos. Their wealth isn't sitting in a checking account. It's tied up in their company stock. If they want cash, what do? If they sell their shares, they have to pay capital gains tax, which can be massive. In the US, that's money they'd rather keep working for them. Instead, they borrow against their shares. They use their stock as collateral for a low-interest bank loan. Since a loan isn't income, it's not taxable. They get millions in cash to spend on yachts, jets, or more investments, while their original stock continues to grow in value. And here's the die part. In America, there's a concept called step-up in basis. When an heir inherits stock, the cost basis is reset to the current market value. If the stock was bought for $10 and is now worth $1,000, the heir inherits it as if they bought it for $1,000. All that growth, tax-free. This is how wealth stays in families for generations. There are two macro factors that make this work: low interest rates and inflation. Think about it. If you borrow at 3% interest but inflation is at 5%, the value of the money you owe is actually shrinking faster than the interest you're paying. You're paying back the bank with cheaper dollars. This is why the wealthy rarely hold massive amounts of cash. Cash is the asset most vulnerable to inflation. They'd rather have their money, and the bank's money, working in assets that outpace inflation. Whether it's a tech startup in the US, a commercial building in Europe, or a commodity business in Russia, the principle is, let the debt pay for itself. You might be thinking, that's great for Elon, but what about me? Good news, these principles apply to you too. First, look at education. A student loan is good debt if it significantly increases your earning potential. Second, small business loans. Leveraging a loan to buy equipment or inventory for a solid business plan is a classic move. Crucial note, this all comes with risk. You must understand the market and never borrow more than you can handle. Leverage can build a house, but it can also tear one down if used recklessly. So, that's the secret. The rich don't just work for money. They make their money, and the bank's money, work for them. Good debt is a power tool. Used wisely, it can change your financial destiny. Start by shifting your mindset. Learn to use leverage, and you might just start building your own empire. What do you think? Has this changed your view on loans? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of finance. See you in the next video. Stay financially savvy.